And once Allmark and Swayman officially hug to signify a win, we go back into some franchise. So, yeah, we lost in the playoffs the last time we did anything, because of course we did. It's a miracle we made the playoffs in the first place, but pretty devastating loss because we really, really could have beaten the Rangers. We could have. Our last offseason, I had a lot of regrets, including the fact that both of our teams are out of the playoffs right now. Last offseason, I had a lot of regrets. I am hoping to not make similar mistakes this time out. You could argue just how big a mistake it was. I mean, we lost like a 79 overall forward, which was a pretty big mistake, as the Buffalo Sabres pull off the domination, winning a Stanley Cup and a Calder Cup with Rochester. I mean, where's the lie based off of how the Sabres are playing IRL? A 7-game series, they win the Cup over the Minnesota Wild. Rochester Amherst beat the Henderson Silver Knights in 6. So a big win for the Sabres, as the Cup will stay in New York State. Fair enough, after 3 straight years of a Western team winning it. Connor McDavid wins the Art Ross. Mikko Rantanen the Hart. Eric Brandstrom wins the Norris for Minnesota. Bush. Also an E. Lindros, which is amazing. But Bush and an M. Zibanejad. Previous winners, but Bush wins that. Salio wins the Conn Smythe. Yeah, I mean, the teams are so different at this stage. Sebastian Cossa won the Jennings. Jack Adams went to a guy named Duchesne. Jack Hughes won a Selke. Ranton, the Ted Lindsay, and Kopitz, the Rocket Richardi, tied with a guy named Lannon. In the AHL, any familiar names? Travis Sanheim was the top defenseman. And Bayer, in his rookie season in the AHL, if I'm not mistaken, Bayer wins Goalie of the Year. Again, as much as I screwed up renegotiations, we nailed that last draft, and it's because of him. Eric Yorth was the MVP of the playoffs, but Bayer, AHL Rookie of the Season in his debut season, which is amazing. We know we don't have a lottery pick. Calgary has the number 1 selection, and hopefully we can have a good little draft here. Player retirements: Mitch Marner, Mikko Rantanen, Patrick Laine, Mika Zibanejad. Holy shit, that's how far into this we are. Kirill Kaprizov's gone. Travis Konechny, Tage Thompson. By the time I'm done editing Tage Thompson, he will have a better career output than that with our custom rosters. For sure. Crash, go ahead. I'm intrigued. Taylor Radish outscored Robbie Fabry. Defensively, McAvoy, Ekblad. A lot of big names gone this year, including AHL Defender of the Year, Travis Sanheim. And for goalies, UC Saros is gone. Enter players retires. Team signed with coach and scouts. The player runs team. I don't never say. What January 1st? Player run team. Never said. You're not wrong, Crash. You're not wrong. Honestly, that's one of my biggest complaints about the staff system in general. Retired players need to be better at being coaches and staff members. They really do. They need to be more usable. Really up the immersion. Patrick Laine is now a coach. Okay. We might have to go take a look at old Patrick Laine. See if he's our guy. To the draft we go. We have the 20th overall pick to start it off, as the Flames get a franchise player, and the Winnipeg Jets fucked up. So did the New York Islanders, for that matter. Jesus. Also, shout out to the Chris Kreider regen. Wow, a lot of teams really screwed it up. Let's hope we're not one of them. What do we got? The dude named Palin that we can't draft. Ilya Kozhinov. We'll take a look at him in a minute. Desharnais is only 5'11". Yeah, we probably can't risk taking someone who might be the right player type in the first round. Then again, we're not getting many options here, are we? Reinder, Lee, Richardson. Another goalie in Colton Foligno. I cannot afford to take a goalie, even if he's the best player. I'd have to play the long game and hope he gets offer sheeted, basically. Jonathan McKinley we'll look at. All right, this was looking pretty bad. For the most part, it's looking manageable now. Hopefully. That we can get somebody half decent. Ooh, hello. Medium top 4 enforcer. We have had very few enforcers in this series, especially ones who have actually developed. But a medium top 4 enforcer could be just what the doctor ordered for this team. Ooh, low elite Yuri Sokolov. I'm going to just keep going here until about a minute left on the timer. This is shaping up to be an interesting draft. All right, we're out of the top 100. So call our timeout and kind of get a game plan here. And goalies are basically the last thing that we need. There are 3. Oops. Kimmo Latikainen. Might end up being decent, but not a slam dunk, so we'll pass. Warrior, appreciate you. Get some sleep. Jack Harper, 3 years out at 18. His potential has to be better than that. And then there's Colton Foligno. Yeah, we're not taking a goalie in this draft. There's no way. If we did take one, it would be Jack Harper, and I doubt it. Defensively, or again, we really don't need help. There's a shitload of defensemen. 17-year-old Chad Chang. We wouldn't take him right now. Donald Lee is mid-60s. Harrison Bloodoff. Unconfirmed abilities, 3 years out. Jakub Chubarov. None of these guys are bad. None of them are the slam dunk first round A+ physical for Pete Clutterbuck. I think we have to look at Pete Clutterbuck. The problem is he's 20. Of course he'd be an overager. Of course he would be. That's a heartbreaker. That is an absolute heartbreaker. We got for Vic McKenna. 3 years out, Chelios comparison. Then there's Yuri Sokolov, 3 years out, 20 years old. Yeah, none of these defenders are sure things. Forward-wise, Jonathan McKinley. Interesting, not quite a slam dunk. Lee Richardson. Again, another overager. What the hell is up with all the overagers? The players who look the best are all 20 years old. What do we got for Ilya Kozhinov? No confirmed X factors at this point in the draft either. That's a shame. NHL 18. Oh, dude, NHL 18, he'd be a 92. He would be too. Yeah, absolutely would be. All right. Well, I can't say I have that one player who is like the must pick option here in the first round. So let's go back and see Rodin projected to go in the early stages of the second round. Rodin, Haskins. the hell is up with the central scouting board? Not really. Yeah, so Kozhanov at a potential medium 9. That's pretty scary. He might be a medium 6. There's a defender, Blood-Off. There's Richardson, Rodin. Man, I don't know. Could go for wishful thinking with McKinley. Haskins. Really wishful thinking with McCarthy. Okay. And we know that Colton Foligno is going to be great, but we do not need a goalie. So to me, it comes down to McKinley, Teravainen. What a rough situation to be in compared to what we'd want. Low elites is a DFD and Sokolov. Well, I was somewhat optimistic. Now I'm really not. Let's go for Jonathan McKinley of the Sarnia Sting because there's just not much to go off of. We'll take McKinley. 60 overall, medium, top 6. I mean, we didn't totally blow it. Not a home run either. Is there anybody that I really missed out on? Kozhanov was a 64. We weren't going to take Blood-Off. Richardson was a medium 9. Rodin was a medium 9. I knew Foligno would be good. Just a whole lot of mid. That's all. Outside of Bolesky, who we're not eligible to take. Just a whole lot of mid. And that appears to be all that we have left. I mean, there is Hagelin, who is a guarantee, but again, he's 20. If we don't take Hagelin, it's Clutterbuck, and out of the best interest of the series, although, man, Hagelin does have a good shot. Just can't play defense or skate. It's either Hagelin or Clutterbuck. And I'm going to go for Clutterbuck. We're going to take the Enforcer. 66 overall, medium top 4 Enforcer. I mean, again, he could play forward. He does have a pretty damn good physical category. 98 strength. So, I'm okay with that. The forward might have been the better way to go, but like I said, we've gotten so little in terms of Enforcers. We pretty much had to take the Enforcer. Haskins was a low 6. Medium 9 grinder, low 4 defender. Hagelin was a 65 medium top. Yeah, we did fine. Hagelin ended up being half decent, but not an amazing player because he's also an overager. So we did okay. We did all right. This isn't looking like the best draft in the world, unfortunately. There is this potential low elite defenseman, Yuri Sokolov, but the problem is his rating is going to be bad. At least mid-60s at 20 years old. God, it's just a wasteland. I think I have to take Sokolov, but we'll just take the Ukrainian. Yuri Sokolov. And he's not even a low elite, he's a low 4. Brutal. Complete waste of a 3rd round pick. I don't even want to know if there was anybody better. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. I'm sure there was someone who, like, even like a medium 9 grinder, would have been more useful. That sucks. So there's Tiny Osborne. Weren't we going to draft him last year? 5 years out at 20 years old. Holy shit. A low 4 and Gallant. This is shaping up to be our worst draft. That's what we're looking at. This is shaping up to be our worst draft yet. Cool. All right. Well, we got a couple of medium 9s and a low 4 defender. I guess we'll take oh, good. Hargrave. Yeah, he's 20. Cool. We'll take him. Miles Hargrave. 59 overall, medium top 9. Jesus, at 20 years old. This is awful. And here I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. Let's have some fun. Let's make this work for us. And just no. The problem is I have to keep taking forwards. It's what we need. There's no point in taking a goalie. Again, unless I would just play the long game of trying to get them offer sheeted. That's about it. We might have to take Tiny Osborne. Because there's just nobody else. Yeah, we're already at the point in the draft where it's like, I'm just going to look for people next year and hope for the best. So pretty much looking probably exclusively at forwards. That are, 6'4" and up, roughly, to try and guarantee that they're a certain player type. It's about all I can do. What a situation we find ourselves in. At least there are some promising younger players. All right, so what do we got? These are the dudes. There is Andre Machovsky. And given what that potential's looking like, no thank you. There's Primo. Both Primo and O'Neill are projected to be drafted, so they'll be the ones that we take a shot on. Let's go for Gordon O'Neill of the Seattle Thunderbirds. He's a two-way. Can't even use him. Medium bottom 6. Great. Let's go for Primo next. Why not? He's a medium bottom 6 power forward. This is easily the worst draft. Holy shit. There is just nothing. Take Walsh off the list. Oh, it's either Estrada, McLennan, or Alexander Radulov. Let's go for Radulov. We'll take another Ukrainian. Medium bottom 6 power forward. Easily our worst draft. It has to be. Nothing else can come close to how bad that draft was after round 2. And even on those first 2 picks were just kind of mid. That was brutal. God.